Hello, so I'm going to show you now how to use filters within a pivot table. Now there are two different places where we can get filters from, and there's a whole host of things within a pivot table that relate to filters, but let me show you the basics. So first of all, before we even touch the box there called filters, on the column labels and the row labels, if I pop the arrow down, I get a series of filters. Now if I untick an item in the column labels and then click OK, it's going to filter those columns just to the items that I've chosen in that drop down box. So column labels will filter just the columns, and you'll notice, can you see all of the grand totals and subtotals, they all automatically update. And look, you can do the same on the rows. So column filter only filters the column, but row filter allows you, can you see, to control what you're going to see on a row by row basis. So if I now click OK, it's removed those items. And again, all of the totals, if appropriate, will all automatically adjust. And when you want to bring stuff back, can you see I can just pop the arrow down here, tick select all or clear filter from, and these work in the same way as the filters you've used previously do. But once I'm ready, click OK and it'll bring the whole shebang back. So column and row label filters, they always filter the thing that they mention. So they kind of stay in their own lane, so to speak. Whereas the box here called filters, if I drag, say, in this case, region into the filters box, what's going to happen when I let go in there is above the pivot table, just kind of here, it's going to add a new drop down box called region, then in brackets all, and I have a pop down arrow for my filter. So if I pop that arrow down, this is now a filter, but this is, I'm going to sound really young now, but think of this as the mummy bear or daddy bear filter versus the baby bear filters of the row or the column, because whatever I filter to here will affect the entire pivot table. So if I pick south and then click OK, if there were no sales for south in quarter 4 or no sales for chives in the south, those that particular column in that row would disappear, because the south filter, because I've done it from the top in the filters box, affects everything in that pivot table. If I now pop this arrow down, by default I can pick one item at a time, or if I click select multiple items, can you see I can kind of compound more than one region together, click OK, and that is now the combination of all of those three regions that I selected. Now there is also nothing stopping you from putting every single thing that you want to work by in as a filter rather than using the row and column, just arriving at an answer, and then this will allow you, can you see, to just come along, filter to what you want to filter to, and it will give you that particular answer. So that is a bit about how to use filters within a pivot table in Excel.